Please be advised there are spoilers ahead related to the property being watched and or discussed. Hello, welcome back. Thank you so very much for tuning in. This is Asha Media TV. My name is Asha. This is where I like to watch, react, and give my 2 cents about a few properties related to sci-fi and fantasy. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my ranking of all 6 episodes of the final 6th season of The Expanse. But before I present to you what my ranking is, I want to just kind of put out somewhat of a disclaimer, especially for those of you that are new to my channel. Perhaps this is your first time watching my episode ranking videos, and I just want one thing to be clear before you watch my presentation. In a nutshell, my episode ranking videos in general are not meant to be some kind of in-depth analysis about each and every episode of The Expanse. I don't have those kind of qualifications, okay? You can go to other major channels for that. What this is just me expressing to you, based on my own personal preferences in terms of storytelling, narrative, and just entertainment value. It's me sharing with you points about each episode that stood out to me that I hadn't really touched on in my reaction videos for the most part. So don't take it too personally if I mention something about a character or an aspect of the story that I didn't like or I disagree with, because essentially, I have my own opinion and you have your own opinion. And as long as you express your opinion with courtesy and respect in the comment section, I'm fine to engage back and forth with the contrast of both our opinions. But overall, this video is not meant to be taken seriously. It's just a personal form of expression regarding my interest in this series, delivered to you in an episode ranking format. Alright, so hopefully that's clear enough, but nonetheless, here is my ranking of all the episodes from this final season of The Expanse, starting with my pick at number 6. Episode 2, Azure Dragon. The most exciting moment was when Clarissa, aka Peaches, didn't hesitate to step in to help the crew when Naomi froze in action. Moreover, while in the line of fire and at great personal risk to her own health, she activated her mods to save Bobby. Considering the fact that Naomi hasn't been very welcoming of her as part of the Rossi crew, this part of the episode added more layers of character development to whom I think is one of the most fascinating characters in the series. At number 5, Episode 5, Why We Fight. Despite there being some amazing scenes in this episode, such as the heartbreaking reunion between Naomi and Drummer, and Bobby's thought-provoking conversation with Amos, I can't deny that the most memorable part of this episode for me was the X-ray bonus clip titled Remember the Can't. At the moment that I'm recording this episode ranking video, I haven't yet read the Expanse book series. So, considering Holden's character arc on TV up until this episode, finding out how his journey began on the Canterbury was absolutely mind-blowing. It was truly a delightful surprise that the hero's journey for James Holden started with his acceptance for free room and board, a union salary, and little to no responsibility. I think that's just brilliant. At number 4, Episode 1, Strange Dogs. The most shocking scene was when Philip, in a drunken rage, straight up shoots his friend Johan to death. This part is a good example of appropriate shock value. From the very beginning of the episode, Philip's emotional downward spiral was made obvious through a variety of scenes, thus making this tragic outcome a well-earned, jaw-dropping moment. At number 3, Episode 4, Redoubt. The most fascinating moment was when Rosenfeld boldly highlighted Philip's insincerity. Considering the fact that Philip's position as the son of the leader of the Free Navy allows him to pretty much get away with murder, it was satisfying to watch Rosenfeld turn a figurative mirror on Philip. This scene not only shined a spotlight on Philip's immaturity, but also highly impressed me towards Rosenfeld as a character. This episode served as a great example of upgrading a supporting character to another level that serves the story. At number 2, Episode 6, Babylon's Ashes. Without a doubt, this series finale episode delivered brilliantly on so many levels. But despite the edge-of-your-seat scenes with the Rossi crew taking on Marco's railguns, the most grippingly surprising scene for me was when Drummer was ready to make the ultimate sacrifice to end Marco. Instead, Walker beats Drummer to it, giving her an emotional farewell and fatally crashing into the Pella. Considering the fact that I've repeatedly predicted that Drummer would be the one to kill Marco, this part of the episode was genuinely shocking. I can't deny that the introduction of Walker and his alliance with Drummer in episode 2 was a wonderful setup to this sad but valiant moment. I know it may come as a surprise that this amazing finale episode isn't at my number 1 spot. The reason for that is because of the ending with Philip. After rewatching this episode twice and a bunch of review videos, I still don't like that Philip escaped the Pella at the last minute, conveniently before the unknown aggressors, or the Red Furies as I like to call them, gobbled up Marco and his crew. In my initial reaction, I was annoyed as hell at it and expressed something about him being lucky. But really, I was thinking along the lines of "you lucky dumb SOB." That may sound a bit harsh, but I have to be honest and tell you that at that point in the season, the final episode, I simply just no longer cared about Philip. Irrespective of his fate in the books, I think for 2 specific reasons, Philip should have died along with his father in this episode. Reason number 1. There weren't any moments shown that convinced me, like 100%, to sympathize with him after all the atrocities he's committed. Since the latter part of season 5, all we've really seen with Philip is his inner turmoil between his loyalty to his father and his resentment of his mother. Essentially, in this final season, Philip has done nothing of significance to convince me of any type of redemption that merited him being alive at the conclusion of this series. And reason number 2, Philip staying alive somewhat undermined the gravity of Naomi's choice to sacrifice him for the greater good. There was so much buildup, so much weight and high stakes presented to us with Naomi's inner conflict about saving Philip. In episode 4 of this season, Naomi passionately explains to Holden about being at peace with the possibility of Philip dying because of their efforts to end the war. Then, in this episode, we see her deliberately push that red button, knowing full well Philip wouldn't survive. And then after all that, Naomi's heartfelt grief at the loss of her son is played out at the forefront. So, with all this in mind, I just couldn't reconcile keeping Philip alive at the end of this episode. Hence why episode 6 isn't at my top spot. Instead, the episode I've ranked at number 1 from this 6th season of The Expanse is Episode 3, Force Projection. This episode had so many enjoyable and compelling scenes to watch from beginning to end. Starting with Clarissa's heartbreaking admission to Holden about Ren, the father-like mentor she brutally murdered, to the brief but very welcomed return of my beloved Prax. The most noteworthy moment, though, was when it's revealed that Holden disarmed the torpedo that would have destroyed the Free Navy and ended the war. Considering the fact that the goal of their mission was to take out Marco by any means necessary, Holden's split-second decision to spare the Pella to save Philip left me speechless with adoration for him. I believe this decision is a testament to the kind of person I've perceived Holden to be. He's a man that follows his gut, and will not betray his principles even in the face of certain death. I know, there's a valid argument that Holden made a risky choice for the wrong reasons, similar to what Naomi told him in episode 4. Overall, though, after watching this episode at least 3 times, I stand by my conviction that it's the bravest act Holden has ever done because it came from a place of pure respect and consideration for the love of his life, Naomi. So, there you have it. That is my ranking of all 6 episodes of The Expanse. Was it easy to do considering the fact there were so little episodes? No, in fact, it was the hardest ranking I've ever had to do for a season of The Expanse. Okay, wait, maybe the second hardest, because season 3 was a hard one for me. Yes, season 3 was tough. So, second hardest one I've had to do, because they made each and every episode of this season quite noteworthy in many respects. So by the time I had to kind of pick my top 3, my battle, of course, was between episode 6 and episode 3 because they were the 2 episodes that I enjoyed the most throughout the season. So I understand if most of you are in complete disagreement with my choice at number 1, and you're more than welcome, of course, to express your difference of opinion in the comment box below. However, just keep it respectful and tactful, and I'm happy to engage with you if necessary. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this episode ranking video. I've got one more video planned out, and that is my ranking of all 6 seasons of The Expanse, which is going to be published on my YouTube channel here on January 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So until that video is uploaded for your viewing pleasure, you're more than welcome to check out how to get access to all of my reactions to The Expanse, my full reaction to The Expanse. Details about that is in the description box below, as well as ways to support this channel if you like what I do and you're interested in continuing to watch my videos related to reactions to other properties. I would really like that if you are so inclined. Anyway, I'm tuning out until the next video. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.